After 10 months without holding a formal press conference and on the eve of the one-year anniversary of entering the Oval Office, President Biden spent nearly 2 hours taking questions from the media. Now, despite record low poll numbers and new polling showing 70% of voters don't want him to run for re-election, Biden gave himself good grades for his work in his first year. Here to give her assessment of Biden's first year and the state of the nation, California Congresswoman Michelle Steel. Welcome back to America Right Now, Congresswoman.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
So before coming to Congress, you were on California's Equalization Board. So you know how government and taxes impact the economy and jobs. That topic came up in President Biden's presser this week, and this is what he had to say.
We created 6 million new jobs, more jobs in 1 year than any time before. Unemployment dropped, the unemployment rate dropped to 3.9%. Child poverty dropped by nearly 40%, the biggest drop ever in American history.
So there were some issues and some things, some facts that he kind of left out there. I'd like to get your response to those comments and also get a sense from you, perhaps even more importantly, what are you seeing and hearing in your district and how things have changed over the last year?
I think he missed the point there that we have 7% inflation rate. Inflation means that, that's hidden tax. So you are getting actually less money, 7% less income. So think about that. So we really have to stick to that, how we're going to prosper. Like, I'm living in California, some of the cities that they paying $8.49 for the gas. And this is very expensive state that we really have to change their liberal policies to help taxpayers. Because I was at the State Board of Equalization, that's the only tax board that who you get elected. Right now, that since 2010, state tax is 13.3%. State income tax we're talking about. So you know what? Most of the people in California, we are paying so much taxes and then inflation on the top of it. We really have to stop that.
So Biden believes that we need to spend more. He talked about this. He said, and create more government programs, expand welfare, pass the Green New Deal, which he seemed to have some high hopes for in this session. And that's what's going to get people back to work. Now, Congresswoman, we have the lowest workforce participation rate in 40 years. What does need to happen in order to get people back to work?
First of all, that you should not spend something that you don't have. You cannot just keep printing the money. That's the inflation is going to go up. You cannot really spend all these taxpayers' money and keep raising taxes. That's going to hurt middle income families so much. Mm-hmm. So we really have to stop those. And then we're going to start beginning that, how much revenue coming in and then how much we're going to spend. Then we really have to look at the numbers first. And that's not what Democrats are doing. And very much disappointed last year.
At the press conference, Congresswoman, he baited Mitch McConnell and Republicans in Congress like you, saying that he doesn't really know what they all stand for. Take a listen.
I think report cards can look pretty good if that's where we're at. But look, the idea that Mitch has been very clear. He's going to do anything to prevent Biden from being a success. I get on with Mitch. I actually like Mitch McConnell. We like one another. But he has one straightforward objective. Make sure that there's nothing I do that makes me look good in his mind, with the public at large. And that's okay. I'm a big boy. I've been here before.
Now, I'm sure you disagree with the fact that he says that he doesn't know what Republicans stand for, but I want to just throw this at you. What do Republicans have in the way of sort of a clear, consistent, proactive agenda going into 2022 that they're going to present to voters?
Okay, first of all, you cannot assess yourself because American people are going to grade him that, what he did last year. And we have 3 more years. It's very scary the way we are spending. Republicans going in, and at least, we know how to count. So whatever we get, and then we're going to try to spend less than what we're getting for the government because that's the way it's supposed to be. You cannot spend $1.2 trillion for infrastructure package that we don't have any money. I just told you about the gas price in California. On
That's
the
right.
top of it, they want to
Okay.
create mileage travel tax. We cannot really create more taxes. And these, American people, they work really hard. They have to keep their money inside of their pocket, not government's hand.
Congresswoman, I just have 60 seconds for you. The Olympics are coming up in 2 weeks. Our athletes have been warned about speaking out in support of Uyghur Muslims and human rights while in China for their own safety. Are you concerned about the safety of our athletes? And do you believe that President Biden, like President Carter did with the Soviet Union, should have led a coalition of dozens of countries to boycott these Olympics?
You know what? Actually, I sent a letter out with Senator Ted Cruz last year in February that we have to change the venue because we have the best of the best athletes in the whole world that are competing, and safety issue. And then a couple months ago, I sent a letter out to 17 the corporate sponsors to use their platform, let Chinese government what they are doing in the whole world because they are doing minority genocide, minority community genocide like Uyghur and some of the religious groups. And you know what? We really have to stop that. I'm on Chinese Commission. You know what? We know exactly what they're gonna do. So I'm very much concerned that our athletes, that their safety. And then they just announced, actually, Chinese government just announced that they're gonna arrest athletes who might protest. Means that there's no free speech at all. So physically and cybersecurity, and I'm very much concerned.
They're going to be monitored, and they're probably in their hotel rooms. They're going to have minders who are going to follow them around. It should be very concerning for our athletes. Congresswoman Michelle Steel, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.